Let's get started implementing your branding changes to your website. We'll be working in the theme customizer on the dashboard of your WordPress backend. So when you get to your dashboard, click on that theme customizer button. So this is where you're going to implement the changes to your website for your fonts, your brand colors, for the link colors, and a couple of different options. So this, when we make these changes, it will make changes across the board, across your website, in the areas that are not set to default. So if I've labeled something in the documentation setting or this documentation section on instructions page as not being set to default, those changes will not be made in the theme customizer. You'll have to go in and make those changes in each module section. So to get started, we're going to go into the general settings area and site identity. So you're going to put the site title. So this usually is your business name. So your business name would go here. And then your tagline, like your motto or what your business is about. I'm going to change that back. So down here is where your site icon goes. The site icon is what shows in the tab when you're in a website, and also shows when you're sending a text message. It can be pulled to show up as the little icon when you're sending text messages or when you're uploading to social media. So that file needs to be 512 by 512 pixels, and you can make that in Canva. You can make that in Illustrator, or you can have your graphic designer make that for you. So to upload that, you're going to hit Change Image, and you're going to upload your site. It's called a favicon, but you can also call it a site icon. So you'll select your file or drag and drop here, and once that's uploaded, you'll go ahead and just hit that select button, and it'll upload and change out there. So once you're done with this section right here, don't hit publish yet and don't hit the exit button. If you hit the X button, it will exit without saving. So we're just going to hit this back button here because we have other changes to make. The next tab is the layout settings. We don't have anything to do in here. I just wanted to show you if you wanted to make changes to the size of your website, you could do that here. You can make a box layout, and so it would change the website structure that way. Now, in the typography, this is where you're going to set your fonts and your body colors and all of that. So the body text size, I have it set to 16. If you want it bigger, that would change it across your website in the areas that are not set, that are set to default. So you'll see that was changed. So you saw that the changes were made in that box there because those are not set to are set to default. So that's how that looks when those make those changes. Body line height is how high the spacing between each line. Header text size is how big the headings are. So if it's not already set to default, it will change in there. Or if it is set to default, I'm sorry, I keep saying that. Spacing is how much space is between the letters in the header. If you wanted to set every single header to font style there, you would do that. And then header font, you're going to put it and set it to your header font, the typography that you want. So if you wanted it to be changed, it would change across the board there. And you'll see that it's making those changes in any of the areas that it was set to that H1 font as default. So the only areas really that didn't get changed are these little subheading areas. I have a different font that I put in there. You can change those fonts to whatever you want. Just know that it's not changing in the default for these subheading areas here. So the body font is set to Quicksand if you want to change that there. You'll see that those changes are made. Body link color is the color of the link. So this telephone number, when you're on your mobile device, it will show up as this orange color here. Any links that are set inside of your website, it would change the color. The color would be orange. So make sure you change that to match your branding color. Let's see, I don't really like that body font. So body text color is the color of the font that's in the body. So it didn't change here because I have it set to I don't have it set to default. Let's see. Oh, that's body link color. Sorry. So body text color. So see how that changed there? It's a really good idea to keep it a dark color so that it's easy to read. Header text color is also set to black, and you can change that here. So anywhere that it's not set to that default black color or that default color inside of here, it would need to be reset manually. You see that it changed there. So now go ahead and back out of there. We have nothing in the background, buttons. So you'll change the standard button here. So if you wanted to make changes, you could change the text color. You could change the border width, make it bigger or smaller. You could change the border color. And you can input your own colors here by hex code. You can change the border radius, which is how round the border is. The higher the number, the more rounded it is. And the lower number down to 0 is more square. Button font. So the font that goes in the button. You can change that there. And then the default icon, you can add an icon there that will change across the board in each button. And then the icon color, you can set that here. So once you've input your font colors and set your buttons on here, go ahead and back up. Button hover style is what the button looks like when you're hovering over it. See how that changed? So you can change the text color here. So when you hover, oh, that's such a harsh color. Change the background color. Right now it is set to be transparent, but if you wanted it to be a fully different color, you could change it there, and then you could move this button up, which means it wouldn't be transparent. Change the border radius there. So when you're done with that, you can back out a little bit more. Don't hit that exit button yet. So menus, you can set the menu here. If you've already created a menu, you can go ahead and set the main menu here. I will go over how to create your menu in another tutorial, so we'll go over that. We don't have any widgets. So homepage settings, this is very important. When you've published your homepage and you're ready to publish your website, this is where you will come to set your homepage here. Once all of your pages are published, you can pick from there. If you do have a blog, you can set the blog post page, the main feeder page for your blog in here. So once you're done with this, what you want to do is hit that publish button, and it'll automatically take you back to your dashboard. So once you're done making all of your changes, remember that this was the theme customizer. So if you need to go back in and make changes to your color scheme or your fonts, you can do that in here. Anything that's set to default will automatically change, but these areas that were not set to default, you will have to manually change once you're in each page. And I do detail in the documentation for each page tutorial which areas are not set to default. So go ahead and hit that publish button and everything will save.